The IBM Data Merge utility is a general-purpose tool which is accessed via an HTTP URL that uses an easy-to-understand template merge process to combine data from a variety of sources with templates of any format to generate one or more output files. Merge directives associated with each template drive the retrieval of data and template replace and insert processing. Multiple output files can be delivered from a single merge as either a zip or tar archive. The most fundamental aspect of merge processing is the replace hash. Replace merge directives will retrieve data from a data source and place values in the hash. After all directives have been processed, the replace hash is executed as a series of find and replace all actions on the template. The two most common replace directives are replace row and replace column. The replace row directive expects the provider to return a single row of data, and the column names are wrapped in brackets and placed in the from value of the replace hash, with the data being placed in the to value. The replace column directive then expects a multi-row result set and uses the columns that you specify as from and to values, again wrapping the from value in brackets. Notice that a replace value that already exists in the hash is updated with new data for the same key. Once all the directives have finished loading the hash, it is processed against the template. The other basic activity that a directive can perform is the insertion of subtemplates. The insert subs directive works with a bookmark to create, process, and insert a subtemplate. One subtemplate is inserted for each row of data returned by the insert subs data provider, and the subtemplate inherits the full replace hash of its parent template as well as the replace row values of the current record that is driving the insert. Although not shown here, subtemplates can have their own directives to drive additional processing. After all of the subtemplates have been inserted, the bookmark is removed and the replace hash is processed. Sometimes we want to insert a different subtemplate based on some value in the data that we are using. Here, the subtemplate is varied based on the value in the type column. The subtemplate collection can have a different template for each record type. Note that if a subtemplate for a specific type is not found, the default template will be used. If no default template exists, a merge exception will occur and an error message will be returned to the user. This directive also supports special not last and only last functionality to handle list separator terminator differences. After all directives have been executed, the final replace hash is processed and all bookmark indicators are removed before the final output is returned to the user.